setting up our new Arrival by Tucker USA water system. This is a brand new system. Can you flip the phone around this way? All right. We're probably gonna end up putting it on YouTube, but this is how we set up and break in a brand new RO membrane or a RO system. So inside of this metal cylinder, there's gonna be this reverse osmosis membrane, and it does need to be soaked in water so it can, saturate in the water so it can start working. So you gotta first run the system for 10-20 minutes, fill it up with water, run it through with water, so then all the RO membrane that's wrapped around in a tube, so it gets soaked in the water, and it's broken in and ready to go. It's kind of like breaking in a motor. So whenever we install a brand new RO membrane, we would take out these two screws, take this lid off, put some magic lube on the rubber gasket. We'll let this truck pass by, and we do need to break in the RO membrane, so then it's gonna be ready to go. And right here, I'm gonna show you guys on this system. We have this is gonna be our carbon filter. We change these out once a month. It's gonna be our DI filter. It even says DI right here. And this is what polishes off the water. What we're gonna do when we're gonna break in this RO membrane, we're gonna let all the dirty water run out, and we're not gonna let it come in. So right here we have a little push fit quick connector. We could even disconnect it here. I'm just holding a hose with water here. So let me see if I can get this thing. So we're just gonna disconnect this. This hose right here feeds this thing with water that polishes off the water. So we're gonna disconnect it and just let the water from this reverse osmosis membrane run out, so we're not wasting our DI resin as we're breaking in the system. Once we're ready for window cleaning, we will tap this into the DI resin and ready for you guys to go. So let's get this bad boy situated here. We're gonna screw it in. And over here we have this little dial. This is for the water right here. So up is to stop the water, down is to let the water go through the rinse mode. So now it's filling that carbon filter up, and now it's pushing all the water through the system. And there's even air right here. See this dirty black water? So this is the first time the system got water, and now we're just running it through and letting it soak. And here is what slows the flow down. So, and then right here, the water's still not yet running through here. And as we close it, the water's gonna start being forced through the filter through this tube. So now we got a little bit of water. And right now, the RO membrane, it's still dry. So we have to soak this whole membrane. We gotta let all the wrapped membranes soak up and saturate in water before it can effectively start producing clear water. So right now we're just flushing the water through the system and letting everything soak up. So now we're just gonna let the system run for about 10 minutes. And when we're done breaking it in, we'll be ready to rock and roll. What we're gonna do, I can just demonstrate. After, it takes about 24 hours to break in the RO membrane. After we break it in, we just simply take this tube right here and we just plug it back in, push it in, make sure it's all clicked in, and then we get our water, and you guys can come over here. And on this Tucker system, we have a little knob right here that this is for the water for cleaning windows, and then this is to turn on the wastewater to flush out the RO membrane to make sure that it will last us very long. We have in our other system in our truck, we have a membrane that it's been going on for 3 years, and we flush it out and it's removing more than 90% of the total dissolved solids. So what you do is on tap water, you measure out the water, and then you measure out the water that's coming out clean from the reverse osmosis membrane. Before the water goes into the DI resin, you measure it out when it's clean water coming from here before it goes into the DI resin, and you have to do the math and figure out if it's removing more than around 80 to 90% of the total dissolved solids. So if there is, let's say, 200 parts per million in the regular water, this system needs to remove at least 170. It needs to move at least 170, 160 parts per million. And then the other water, which is the 30 or 40 parts per million, the little molecules, they'll get polished off by the DI resin. But once it gets and that was just an example on the 200, but once it gets on a different scale where it's no longer 90, once it's going down to 70, 60%, now there's 200 total dissolved solids, and you'll measure it out with the system in the beginning, and it's only removing 50%, you'll have 100 total dissolved solids coming out. Then you need to know you got to replace the RO membrane to prolong the life of your DI resin. So that's a trick, guys. I'm Paul with Clean PG, and thanks for watching this video.